What is your favorite color and why? How did you decide this is your favorite color or colors? It is true. The only ancient culture to have had a word for blue were the Africans. They were also the only culture that had a way to produce blue dye in antiquity. The Guardian writes about this and says that blue only appeared in the human market when the ancient Africans started mining Lapis Lazuli, a stone or stones that are discovered in Africa and were found in Northeast Africa almost 8,000 years ago. The blues get blue color promises as opposed to other emotionally charged colors like red, orange and yellow. Blue is linked to far much more powerful and eternal rewards and the benefits that when you lack it, you get the blues, not the music, although it originated from the blues, but you get less energy. Welcome to Marifado Family Network. Subscribe to our channel Hamiti Buru Ethics, where we share countless matters of ancient African spirituality that helps you to live a happy life daily, even against seemingly insurmountable challenges. Color, as they say, is the music of the soul. But how? Because it commands a mysterious effect on our psychology. So, why is the color black absent on the rainbow and spectrum? The reasons shall come soon. We shall look at the promises of our power from understanding the nature of the color blue arising from the following 6 subtitles: astonishing history of the color blue, never call blue blue, makers of favorite blue sources for Africans, blue color promises, and reaping blue power promises. Astonishing history of the blue color arises from what we have already shared, that only the Africans knew and perceived this unique color, and that blue is a very powerful color and that others never knew or saw it. However, unlike the Africans, the ancient Greeks and Romans did not have a word for the color blue. For example, the famous author Homer described the sea as wine red in his works. When the Romans encountered the blue color via the Celts, which were melanin dominant human beings, they called it barbaric and scary. The word for blue is surprisingly missing from ancient languages other than in the African languages. There is no distinct word for this color in the Chinese, in the Hebrew, in Sanskrit. The color we call blue today is usually grouped with other colors such as green by a lot of ignorant people in antiquity. Without a word for the color, this is evidence that they may not have seen the sky as blue at all, limiting their perception at all times. So never call blue blue, because Africans, however, did have a distinct word for the color blue. The color blue today in English comes from the Latin. It's not ours. We should never use it. In the Zulu, it's luhlaza, and green is also luhlaza. To distinguish blue, we add a descriptor like amanzi aluhlaza, which gives it very, very clear distinction, and our ancestors used these words. Njengamanzi eluhlaza elwandle, semvura yegungwa, sedenga samatenga kama anga, njengesibhakabhaka bi orun, monga kungamba, lokola likolo, nginchuru, dikamba re igwe. All these nouns depict the color that you have been told is blue today. How did we, yes, you and me, come to know this color? The answer is very simple. Our parents showed us the pretty colored pictures, repeatedly told us that the sky we see is blue. Njengamanzi eluhlaza. Where did our parents learn about this color? From their parents. Where did their parents learn? From their ancestors. Where did our ancestors learn? From the divinities. The divinities are the ones that came and showed us and taught us these languages. How come the Greeks and all others never knew about blue. Their ancestors came only 15,000 years ago, while our ancestors have been here from 3 billion years ago. But for what purpose? For a greater purpose that we shall show and share today. The ancient Kamtitians knew blue as Irichku or Iliche, if we want to go by it, because Iliche comes from the azurite, various stones that are mined and when mined in many parts of ancient Africa. So this ancient Kamtitian word Irichke or Irichku or Iliche was the color of the heavens, the dominions of the divinities, as well as the color of the waters and the yearly inundation of various rivers in ancient Africa, as we have shown already before. Who are the makers of this blue? The Afrikans were the world's oldest non-synthetic makers of the pigment that give this uluhlanza lwelwandle, the color of the waters of the ocean or of the blue skies in the heavens. This is what is known. This was made in Africa, this pigment, because our ancestors received this knowledge from the divinities. It is considered to be the first ever synthetically produced color pigment, Afro blue, also known as cuprorivite. It was made from the ground limestone mixed with sand and copper containing minerals such as azurite or malachite, which was then heated between 1470 and 1650 degrees Fahrenheit. And our ancestors learned this from the divinities. Let's prove that the gods had a hand in the knowledge of our ancestors in perceiving this color, which was not perceived by any other race on earth other than when they came in contact with us and they were taught by our ancestors. It is known now that when the scientists today around 2006 put the Afro blue, it glowed under fluorescent lights, indicating that the pigment emits infrared radiation, which is not perceivable because we can only perceive this range only of these colors. This discovery has made it a lot easier for historians to identify this color in ancient artifacts, even when it's not visibly seen by the eye, because it's now an interdimensional color. But where do colors come from? They come from the source of light. They come from the sun. But which sun? Because when you split the light, the color black is not there. It's the white light that is giving us all this range. This white light is coming from the hologram of the sun, and the real sun is actually black. But caution, do not look at it directly with your eyes unless you eat some herbs and you are initiated into the system of looking beyond Ra. According to physicists, black and white are not colors. Why? Because black is, and the white is comprising of all these other colors. For white to exist, it is predated by black. Let's look at the sources for blue that our ancient ancestors used and were told to use. It's Lapis Lazuli, a deep blue mineral composed mainly of lazurite with smaller quantities of other minerals used mainly as a gem or as a pigment. Sky blue, color azure. If you go to a place they have named Rhodesia, so-called Zimbabwe today, you will find that there are emeralds, blue emeralds and green emeralds. And when you look at them, depending with your understanding, you will know and you will see these two colors interchangeably. So this is the emerald found Sandawana, called Sandawana. Sandawana means I have found it, I have discovered it, I see it, I perceive it. And also these are the various pearls that give you blue and their shapes that gives you the power of blue. This is Lapis Lazuli at the gems, and there on your right here is the Tanzanite, which was discovered recently a few years ago. Lapis Lazuli has been used in ancient rituals by melanin dominant human beings, kings and prominent people. It was also carved into amulets and carried along by a lot of people. The plant sources for blue powerful promises, it comes from the plant known as the lotus, depicted here. The floral symbol of Hamit, which we know today as the water lily, was known throughout all Africa, was found in tombs, drawn in burial chambers, both in upper and lower Hamit. The blue water lily had a deeper significance to Bantus. It represented the sun and the personal renewal or rebirth. When you look at it with your eyes, its brilliance imbues you with a dynamic force. This is a great benefit of its color blue. When you breathe it in, your nostrils dilate and you gain from the best blue fragrances, inducing in you more spirit to drive and energize your divine spark. These are the blue color promises that I am explaining here. What are the benefits then of all that? Iliche or irichku, the color so-called blue today, is derived from a number of sources, from chemistry, precious stones, plants, and by looking at the heavens, clear heavens, blue heavens, not the white heavens they are polluting today using sulfur dioxide. The oceans, not the polluted oceans, but the oceans it's themselves clear. These colors, the color that comes from them, when you have this knowledge, this blue color is connected to your divine spark via the wavelengths of the gods. And this blue is also a redirect feature we have been given by the divinities to correctly look at the face of the divinity, the great divinity Amun, so called Amen. It's a promise and you gain it by reaping blue power promises. Powerful blue. It raises your frequency to see the divine specifically perceived from within, as shown in this diagram we are indicating here. That's the blue, and then out of it starts to become many other colors, because you need the electromagnetic light to accede and access out of this planet or dimension. So how do we really know that blue is a powerful color that we should inherit? It gives you peace, tranquility. It reduces stress, relaxation, gives you calmness, serenity. It cools you down. It gives you intelligence. It aids in intuition. We've already indicated the version of intuition. Intuition means to be taught from within, inside. It soothes you. It puts order, ma'at, in your life. And it is a reflection of your reality and understanding, and gives you trust. So how do you benefit and how do you employ it? A few ways that we indicate here is like wear blue. Not every day, but regular. When you feel depressed and you feel you are not into it, wear blue. Have a favorite blue color that you adhere to. Eat blue fruits regularly. Not as your diet as such, but regularly. And make sure once in a while you sleep in blue sheets, blue blankets. You wear blue innerwear and you wear blue most of the occasions. Yet we want to say there is a greater and far important level of blue. It involves the Baka Aku. How do we know this? Because our ancient ancestors in the first civilizations kept this superior divine knowledge on how to use color therapy and phototherapy to certain codes known as the blue light therapy, and they kept it secret for the best outcomes. If you think you want this information and you say, yes, I want that, I want to understand that, do not hesitate to drop an email and put Irichku as your title and send your email to join@marfado.com. Remember, it involves the bar, the car, and the aku. The aku is what you build. Yes. This is what we want to share today about the color blue. And welcome to our Marifado Hamiti Buru Ethics YouTube channel. Subscribe and receive a lot of information that will assist you to live a happy, joy-filled life despite all the challenges we face as a race. Your manager to Priest Rabbi LM Tumizulu saying, have a great day. Subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Hebrew Ethics, and work together with us at Marifado Family Network. Thank you. Ameni. May blue be yours.